I know this might sound crazy, but you don't need a routine. You don't need discipline. A matter of fact, you don't need accountability. All you need is a big, juicy, guilt tripping big why. And a lot of people don't speak about it. So let me explain for you. Because when your big why is so juicy, guilt tripping you to what you must do without no resistance, and it's almost like a ever ending motivational fuel, or let alone a fuel that keeps pumping and you will never finish out of that pump, then it makes you realize like, wow, I've really been having it like that, but I haven't really utilized what I had. And I'll let you know what you've been having in the back so you can capitalize on your juicy big why. A struggle list. Hear me out. I want you to write every single experience that happened to you where it was emotionally intense, or you took L's on L's, or like you felt very sad, very heartbroken, very betrayed. All of that. Write it for yourself. Write it when it comes to someone that you love so much, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whether it's your siblings, whether it's your whole family. I don't give a F-U-C-K. Just write that shit. Get into it. Write it. After you write that list, after you write that list, which is called the struggle list or the sacrifice list, whether it's on your notes app, whether it's on Notion, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on Word document, whatever the case is, or physically. Listen, I don't discriminate. Words are words at the end of the day. Just write it. After you write that, make a list, 10, 15, 20. If you're committed, you'll make a lot. Make it very specific. After you do that, I want you to tattoo that shit in your room. I know humans have tattoos, but your room is going to have a tattoo as well. Tattoo that shit, tat it up. Tat it up. I want you to tattoo that shit on your room. So whenever you feel discouraged, whenever you feel like, oh, you know what? I feel tired. Oh, it rains. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to record content. I don't want to read that book that I've been saying I want to read since 2025. I haven't read. This is me to me, by the way. I'm not throwing shots at anyone. I'm throwing shots at me. Like, when you know what you need to do, there's this level of liberation of like, all right, cool, I know what to do. It's not a matter of like not knowing what to do, because I know what to do, because it gives you that motivation. But don't get me wrong, don't rely on it. Don't think that is going to get you to finish the task. You can only do that. You know what I'm trying to say? AI can't do that for you. No one can do shit for you other than you. But I feel like having a struggle list or a sacrifice list made for you and catered for you in terms of your own experiences or the experiences of your loved ones makes things easier. I don't know if I'm a genius, but like, if you know, you know. Like, literally title it My Big Why and just write the list like dot points. Trust me, it does wonders, especially for those days where like, even though you're doing what you're supposed to do and you want to feel like that, just like, you just want to feel that small sense of that burning desire to just keep going. And it's like you're guilt tripping yourself in a way where like you're doing what you're supposed to do. And it's not like at your detriment. You're not losing anything. I feel like it's good for you. And if you're someone who feels like they lack drive, or even though they're doing what they're supposed to do and they just want that extra oomph, do that shit. Like, don't say I didn't tell you. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have those encouraging moments where you feel like, oh, like all of this that I'm doing, I know who I'm doing it for. The reason why I do this, like, it's good to get reminded and it's good to know your big why. I promise you, on my mom's life, someone who has a big, juicy, guilt-tripping big why will surpass you each and every single time, no doubt about it. And I can put my life into this shit. Like, I'm not even joking. Someone who wants it as bad as they want to breathe and they have a struggle list to back it, charge it to the game. I'm not gonna lie. I might tell you the truth, but I'll never tell you a lie. I want you to internalize the following words. So let's get into it. I want you to internalize this, over-internalize it, inner-internalize it, externalize it, internalize it. But like, yeah, internalize it. I don't know, I'm being extra. But anyways, let's get into it. You're in a cycle that doesn't serve you. 9 times out of 10, the emotional state, which is the base of whatever you're occupying, is what is keeping you stuck and glued to the phase, the cycle that you're in. Let me give you an example. If you feel like you're constantly stuck doing the same thing, repeating the same thing, and you feel like you're not really moving in life, because that happened to me, you have to first internalize and understand that every single day, what is the emotional state that you're always occupying or you're always feeling? Because remember, the first step to first understanding what the fuck is going on in your life, what I don't like cursing, you have to first examine and understand, why am I always giving to God, to the universe, in terms of how am I coming off for me to receive that? Because remember, you can't get nothing from everything. Everything is always a mutual exchange. Sometimes you might not even be aware that you're exchanging certain energies or certain things, and then you're disappointed when you get certain things and you're like, wow, like, why do I have this whole time? You may have unconsciously been giving off that and you expect different, but are you even different? That's my $1 million question. Exactly. So you have to understand, like with me, before the most feeling that I would always occupy is anxiousness, feeling frustrated, feeling hopeless. And yeah, those were the emotions that I would constantly feel day in and day out. And literally, I kid you not, for like a week straight, if I can give you some game, for a week straight, every single day as you wake up, monitor your emotional state. Like, see how you feel, how long you feel that, and what do you constantly return to? Like, what is your default emotional state? Because that would indicate and tell you a lot about where your most emotional energy is going. So do that, and also look at the polarity aspect of whatever you're constantly occupying. So if you're occupying low vibrational emotional state, then just literally go in ChatGPT, Google what is the polarity aspect of insert emotional state, and then just keep intensifying, keep heightening those emotional state, which is in the polarity aspect of whatever you're experiencing right now, day in and day out. Trust me, it will feel like the cuffs that you once had become more looser. This is why I believe awareness is so important, because if you're not aware when it comes to you, to the micro of the micro, how can you ever change anything? You know, this is why I feel like changing your emotional state is almost like a domino effect to everything else in life. And remember, the emotional state that you're occupying is nothing but a glue to the cycle that you're in. So if you're in a cycle, if you had to dissect it even more, like, what is your identity made out of? Your identity is made out of the habits that you constantly do day in and day out. This is why there is a saying of your habits create your future. You know, that saying is not said for decoration. So you have to understand, okay, cool, if your habits become a part of your identity, and when you're attacking one's identity, or if you're attacking your identity, it feels like you're at war with yourself, and it feels like the world is at war with you. But it's like, whole time it's your identity. The whole time it's just the identity that has been solidified and kept you in such a cyclical cycle that didn't serve you for so long. So when you detach and you transmute, because remember, energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. And this is when inner alchemy becomes your biggest asset and your biggest tool that you can capitalize on, when you know that. And back to the example that I just gave earlier, like when you know you've been in a cycle of feeling stuck and feeling like you do the same thing, you then realize, all right, cool, I'm not going to beef this cycle. I'm not going to erase it. It's going to just be there. But my ability to raise my awareness above the situation that I am going through and capitalize on giving my attention and my emotion, so I can create a new base where it becomes a default instead of my older one. That is how you transform and alchemize fuckery in 4K. You're welcome. Because when you do that, you then start creating a glue for a new emotional base that you're using that will become your default, that you will always go back into. And remember, consistency is a form of alchemy. So when you do that day in and day out, then unconsciously, like day in and day out, it will gain so much momentum that like that actual default, that will just be your natural default. That will be your natural default setting. And then you'll start experiencing a cycle of reality where you're not stuck in a cycle. You have opportunities coming to you. This is why, like, I can't emphasize this enough. Even this is me to me, like, I'm speaking this shit to myself. Capitalize on your emotional base, especially in the mornings. Your mornings are the GOAT to capitalize for it day in and day out. So, like, you know what to do. Nothing more, nothing less.